What is happening in precious metals and specifically silver?
Well, as you just said, just to repeat back, they have sold off. I think silver was off like 16 days in a row. I don't know if that's a record or not. Sounds like it could be. And it's the everything bubble has popped, except gold and silver really haven't been in the bubble at all. They're both very undervalued. But in any of these big sell-offs of the stock market, the metals get hammered right along with it. And the reason being is that there's a lot of leverage throughout the system, and people that hold gold positions at the professional level, like the money managers, pension funds, that type of thing, will sell off their paper gold, their ETFs, maybe their mining shares, or anything to make meet their margin calls or that kind of thing. But a lot of selling, and because both of the metals trade on a exchange that's leveraged highly in the futures markets, it's actually a different animal than the stock market. And the leverage is extreme. And because of that, there's a lot of stops. In other words, a position that's open for, let's say, $22 silver or something, and the price goes up and up. And as that happens, the holder of the contracts will set a stop limit, meaning if you hit this price, sell me out. I want to lock in my profit, or I'm willing to take this big of a loss and no more. So especially in the futures market, selling begets selling. So it tends to be extremes. In other words, the sell-off, because of the leverage, is greater than it might have been if it was a cash-only market. Having said all that, 2150 was the key, and we did breach it. And right now, as we're doing the interview, silver's up over 2%, up almost 50 cents, which on a percentage basis is about 3 or 4 times what gold is up today. The only other metal that's beating silver on a percentage basis today is palladium. I don't know if we're going to be able to say this is the bottom, Elijah. In fact, kind of doubt it. I don't know where the bottom is exactly. I know we're certainly close enough to begin to get into the metals. In other words, I wouldn't be afraid to buy here, but I wouldn't load up. I would start to what we call nibble and look at some situations. I'll be doing an update for my paid members probably later today or tomorrow. There are techniques you can use as you're nearing a bottom that are pretty favorable for risk reward, and also be able to bank some immediate cash. And I'll save that for later. I think it's similar to 2008. I just finished with the MIF, the Metals Investors Forum. I was one of the keynotes, and I explained that the sell-off looks bad, feels bad, unexpected to some. Everyone that knows gold's negatively correlated to the stock market thinks that means as soon as stocks go down, gold goes up. That's not how it works. But I pointed out that it sold off a lot less than it did in the 2008 crisis. Silver sold off a lot less. Now, that's sort of implying this is the bottom. And again, I don't think it is, but I think it's close enough to make that summary that the metals are stronger this time in what I think is going to be a more harsh downturn than we saw in 2008.
Now, what's our next